Hi, this is Chris from SimpleMaps.com, and I'm going to go through a tutorial to show you how to create your own interactive heat or intensity map. It's a great way to visualize statistics. You can do this with either our USA map or our world map. We're going to use the USA map as an example just because it's a little simpler. So you click on either US or world, then click Customize Online. Now that's going to create your own custom map with your own unique URL. You can bookmark this page so you can come back to it later. And we're going to customize this map using data to visualize that data. So to get started, we're going to come over here and click on Settings. And we're going to go down to the Advanced option to visualize data. Okay. Now, just to quickly show you how this works, you can enter data in. So let's say Hawaii has 1, Alaska has 2, Florida has 3, New Hampshire has 4, and Vermont has 5. So in reality, you probably have some statistics. Maybe it's the number of road fatalities or the number of inches of rain in a year. So you're going to have real data. In this example, we're just going to use some made-up data. So once you're done entering the data, you can choose a base color, go through some settings, and then you click Refresh Map. Okay, and you'll notice a key is going to be created, and the states that have higher numbers, like Vermont, are going to be darker, and the states that have lower numbers, like Hawaii, are going to be lighter. Okay, so we can go through and do this for all the states, but to speed up the process, I'm going to show you a little trick. We can just hit Control A and copy all the data that we have in our table, and then I can take up Excel, or if you have a free version of Excel, an open source version, whatever spreadsheet software you use, you just paste that data in, and we can then, I'm just going to create some data. It's just really easy to manipulate the data in Excel. So you could enter in whatever data you're trying to visualize in Excel. I'm just going to create a random number and multiply it. Actually, let's multiply it by 1,000. Okay, so I'm just creating a bunch of random numbers, and I'm going to paste them in. Now notice you don't have to create data for every state. If you don't create data for a state, it's just going to retain the default color that you have set in your map. So if you have, typically when you're visualizing data, you might not have data for a state, and that's not a problem with our tool. Okay, when you're done, you just want to copy the data, and we're going to go back to the tool. I'm going to highlight everything again and hit Control V to paste my data in. Okay, now remember, the map is only going to reflect the data if you click Refresh Map. So we'll click Refresh Map again, and voila, we have an intensity map. You can see Hawaii is 133. That's pretty low because our data is going to be between 0 and 1,000. It's generated randomly. And so it's a little bit lighter color. Where Alaska is closer to 1,000, it's going to be a darker color. Okay, now whenever you create a heat map, there's a couple different ways the data can be sorted. Right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different blocks. And data is going to fall into one of these areas. And there's two ways to sort the data. You can either divide the number of states into 5 quintiles. And now what that means is there's the same number of light pink states as there are dark red states. Okay, or alternatively, we could just divide the range of data into 5 groups. So that's going to take the biggest observation and the lowest observation, and then divide the data equally in increments, the range divided by 5. So you can choose, you can see if we switch from one to the other, the numbers are going to change a little bit. Okay. And similarly, maybe for your key, it turns out that when we divide the range by 5, we get these decimals, and that doesn't look very good. So maybe we want to round. We can round to hundreds, or we can round to tens or ones. Oh, getting ahead of myself. And again, you go back up and click Refresh Map. Okay, so that gives us a really nice clean look. Okay, so you can kind of decide how you want your data to be divided. You can also decide what color you think looks best. Maybe you want to go with a purple. That's really cool. You can choose any color. Just hit Refresh Map. Whatever color you choose here is the base color. Okay, and then the other colors will get darker and lighter based on that. So you can go with purple. Maybe you like orange. Maybe we want something that's a little more pastel. Anything you want in terms of color you can choose. So that's really, really nice. Okay. So now that we have entered in our data, create a heat map, you can't actually see the data when you hover over a state, which is a little bit frustrating. Okay, so one of the nice things about our tool is you can use the number symbol to reference data in the state descriptions or the country descriptions. So let's go back to the States tab. All right, what we can do, instead of having just generic state description, we can just say, the inches of rain this year is, actually, we'll do it this way. We'll just put number inches of rain in 2012. Okay? All right, and that number is going to be replaced for each state with the data value that you entered earlier. So we can see Texas has 444 inches of rain in 2012, and Idaho has 390 inches of rain in 2012. So these aren't very realistic, but you can see how it's really nice, a nice way to be able to create that map without having to re-enter in all those numbers. All right, now the map looks a little bit weird here because we have blue as our hover color. So we could go and change our hover color from blue. Maybe let's just make it white. I kind of like that look. You can choose and make your hover color whatever you like. So you want to make it clear you're hovering over a state, and you can pick a color that works well with the color scheme that you've chosen. All right. So that shows you how the map works. You can, when you're done making your map, we can come over here and download the map as a zip. Okay, and it's going to download. And give me 1 second. You're going to extract that. Okay. And we extract it, and here's the map. So it's downloaded. You can follow the instructions to install it. What you may notice is we don't have the key in our map. Okay, the key does not exist in our map. And so what you're going to want to do is come to the Customizer tool, go back to the Data tab. You can come down here and get the keys HTML. All right, you click Get Key HTML. This is going to pop up. We're going to copy the code, and then we're going to go in and we're going to edit the HTML for the tests.html file. Okay, we're just going to paste that code in right underneath the map, hit save, and then when I come back, you can see that my key is now underneath the map, and it's going to be really easy I can get rid of that text, I can kind of move things around, scale this up or down to get that look that I want. Okay, so that is our data visualization tool. We're really proud of it. If you find any bugs or have any questions, you can email us at support@simplemaps.com. And when you're ready to buy, you can click right here to buy the map and install it on your website. You get free technical support, free updates for 1 year, and you get rid of our logos, so you'll get an branded map on your website. So thanks for checking out this tool. Give us an email if you have any questions. Thanks.